All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're going to seriously upgrade your conversational toolkit. We are going to master 27 key phrases that will help you break free from that textbook-sounding English and start sounding way more natural, fluent, and just confident in your everyday chats. Ready? Let's do this.
I mean, that's the goal for so many of us, right? It's one thing to know the words, but it's another thing to use them in a way that feels real, authentic, a way that lets you truly connect with people. And that's exactly what we're going to focus on.
So I want you to think of this as us handing you a brand new toolkit. We've packed it with essential phrases, and we've organized them all by theme. Why? To make them super easy to learn, remember, and most importantly, to start using like today.
Okay, first up, Section 1, Everyday Social Phrases. We're talking about the absolute building blocks of conversation here. You know, those casual greetings and little check-ins that get the ball rolling.
What's up? Let's start with an all-time classic. What's up? You hear this one everywhere, and for good reason. It's just a much more relaxed, chill way of asking how someone is doing instead of the more formal, how are you?
And here's the trick. Because the question is so casual, your answer can be too. You don't need to give your whole life story. A simple, not much, you, is perfect. It's just a quick, easy check-in that keeps the conversation feeling light and natural.
Okay, next up is a phrase that's just full of happy surprise. Long time no see. This is your absolute go-to for when you unexpectedly bump into someone you haven't seen in forever.
It just perfectly captures that moment of, whoa, it's you. Saying, hey, Sarah, long time no see, instantly shows how excited you are and just throws the door wide open for catching up.
All right, so we've said our hellos. Now let's move into Section 2, expressing your opinion. This next batch of phrases is all about helping you share your thoughts in a way that sounds a lot more nuanced and, well, natural.
Now, check this out. On one side, you have, I don't like it. It's direct, sure, but it can also sound a little blunt, maybe even harsh. But then, look at the other side. That's not my cup of tea. See the difference? It says the exact same thing, but it's just so much softer and more polite. So, what about the flip side? What if you are so on board with what someone just said? For those moments when you're thinking, yes, exactly, you've got this really powerful phrase. This is so much stronger than just a simple, I agree. Think of it as a verbal exclamation point. If your friend says, this movie is amazing, and you hit them with, I couldn't agree more, you're telling them you are 100% on the same page.
Okay, here's one that is an absolute lifesaver in meetings, debates, any kind of discussion really. That's a good point. It is such a simple, respectful way to show people that you are actively listening.
And the best part, you don't even have to agree with them to use it. You're just acknowledging their idea, validating their contribution. It keeps the whole conversation constructive and makes everyone feel heard.
All right, time to shift gears. Let's talk about phrases that are all about action. Welcome to Section 3, Getting Things Done. These are absolutely essential for work, for projects, really anytime you need to communicate clearly about who's doing what.
So here are 4 real powerhouses for the workplace. You've got, I'll get back to you for when you need to follow up. Let's call it a day to signal it's time to stop working. It's slipped my mind, which is just a nice way of saying you forgot. But let's zoom in on the one that screams immediate action.
And that phrase is, I'm on it. It's just 3 small words, but man, are they effective. When you say this, you're telling your team, I'm taking ownership of this and I'm starting right now.
It communicates both speed and reliability. So when your manager asks if that report is ready and you say, don't worry, I'm on it, you're giving them total peace of mind that it's being handled. Now let's get to the heart of it. Section 4 is about connecting with others. Because let's be real, language isn't just about exchanging information. It's about building relationships, showing empathy, and offering support.
Think of these phrases as little verbal high fives. Keep it up is for cheering someone on. Break a leg is that quirky, fun way to wish someone good luck. Fingers crossed shows you're hoping for the best right alongside them. And then there's the one you use when someone really needs to feel supported.
And that's hang in there. This is the one you pull out when you can see someone is going through a tough time and you just want to offer them a little bit of strength and encouragement. It's really a message of resilience. It's saying, I know this is hard, but don't give up. You've got this. And sometimes just hearing that, just knowing that someone sees you're struggling and believes in you, well, that can make all the difference.
Okay, let's bring it all home. Section 5 is about your next conversation. We have covered a ton of ground, from casual hellos to expressing deep support. So, what comes next? Well, this is the most important part. Just take a second to think about it. You have 27 new practical phrases ready to go in your toolkit, and you don't have to use all of them tomorrow. Honestly, just picking a few to start weaving into your chats is going to make a massive difference in how confident you feel.
And that really brings us to the big question. Which phrase will you use today? Because learning this stuff is great, but using it is where the magic really happens. So here's my challenge to you. Pick one, just one phrase from this whole explainer. And your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to find a natural moment to use it in a real conversation. Go for it. Thanks so much for joining me.